only like when they're taking off or landing will they actually flap their wings. They're normally soar around with their wings in a slight V shape, which is kind of interesting, and that's how you can tell them apart from bald eagles, because eagles will fly with their wings in an exact horizontal line with their feathers just slightly tipped up. And also, as you can see here, they're on the ground and they have their wings spread out. That would be them sunning. And a lot of birds do this. They'll spread their wings out randomly on a sunny day and warm themselves up. Canada geese also often travel in flocks. And interesting about them is both parents will always stay with the goslings. Very rarely will you see one goose with a trail of goslings. There would usually be both parents. And this red-winged blackbird that we see here, this is the female, has a unique behavior from the male. While the male is out singing all day, showing off, the female will be hidden in the underbrush, digging around and foraging. So the first time I saw a red-winged blackbird, I actually had no idea what a female. I actually had no idea what it even was, because it was nothing like a male red-winged blackbird. Then we have the chimney swifts over here, and those are constantly moving, very hyperactive. They'll make random sharp turns while they're flying. I have never seen a chimney swift perched. They usually only come in at night, where they cling to either trees or actually inside chimneys, which is where they got their name from. And it's a pretty bad picture because they are extremely hard to get pictures of because they're constantly moving. Then we have head patterns. Head patterns can be actually very helpful as well. We have our cardinal, which has a tuft or a crest, which is basically just extra feathers that stick up on the top of the head. Then we have the mask, which is shown on this American kestrel, and it's a falcon, and most falcons have a teardrop pattern on their face, which is very unique and helps identify this, falcons from other hawks and acipiters. And masks can also come in various shapes, not just on falcons. Like also, if you look at the cardinal, it also can have a facial mask. It's just a little bit different from the kestrel. Then we have our chipping sparrow up here, which has an eyebrow, which is a line that runs right above the eye, and an eye stripe, which goes through the eye. Normally, eye stripes and eyebrows are contrasting color with the rest of the head or each other. As you can see here, as Rushford is gray and rufous, and the eye stripe is black and the eyebrow is white. Then we have the crown, as shown in our American tree sparrow, which is also known as the winter chippy. They're very similar. It's got the bright rufous crown. However, its eyebrow and eye stripe are different colors. The eyebrow is a thick gray one, and the eye stripe is also the same, a similar rufusy color as the crown. And also on the crowns, they can be striped and have all different kinds of patterns and colors. Then on this high-filled green down here, there's a highlighted eye ring, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a ring around the eye. Eye rings are usually a light pale or white color, and they can be different thicknesses. Some birds will have a very thin eye stripe or eye ring, and others will have a very thick one. Then we have field marks, which goes along with color and is one of the most helpful things in identifying bird species, because almost every individual species has a unique field mark. And the crow down here, we have none. It's a completely all black bird. However, it does glisten in the sunlight, purples and greens and blues, so that all black color is actually kind of an interesting field mark for a bird to have. Then we have the contrasting colors of the stark-eyed junco, where it's a dark gray, slate-colored black on top, and completely white underneath. Also, this can be popular displaying birds, but most will have other streakings in the contrasting colors, like the sharp-shinned hawk here. It's got streaks on its front, and the back would be brown, so that could also be considered contrasting color. Just on the front, there's also something else there. And also with the Sharpshin hawk and also with the house finch, it can have various different types of spots or streaks on its back, on its front, and on either, and also just on its sides, which is the house finch. Then there's the ring-necked duck, which actually does have a ring around its neck, despite the fact that you can't really see it. It's just so thin, and the way this feathers lay, you can rarely see it. And the unique field mark on the ring-necked duck is the Moby Dick on its side. You can kind of see the whale shape going on its side. That's a very unique thing, and that's how you can tell it's a ring-necked duck. Then there's wing bars, which are pretty much self-explanatory as well. It's just a bar that's on a wing. And they're represented by little stripes. As you can see on the screen of house finch, it's highlighted. And this house finch has two thin wing bars. Other birds may have one wing bar, which isn't shown. But one of our quiz birds, the bonus bird, actually only has one wing bar, which can be very helpful in identifying it because it will actually separate it from other similar looking birds. The brown-headed cowbird male that we have up here has absolutely no wing bars, which does happen occasionally in some bird species. There's the red-winged blackbird, which has a shoulder patch more than a wing bar, and especially when it spreads its wings out, you can see right on the shoulder there will be a red and yellow stripe. However, it won't carry on into the rest of the wing, it will just be on that little shoulder patch. The pigeon that I have here also has two wing bars, but they're a lot thicker, and they're also farther down on the wing, which does happen. And also another one that's not shown here, there can be two different colors of wing bars, like the Baltimore Oriole, which occasionally may be seen around here, will have a white wing bar followed by an orange wing bar. Then there's also underwing patches shown in the pileated woodpecker, where when they spread their wings out and they fly overhead, you will see flashes of white in its underwing. Voice and song, a very challenging but helpful part of identifying